Hey folks, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I'm going to show you how to make your acoustic guitar cut through the mix. We're working with an acoustic guitar today, but before we dive in, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper into the mixing process as a whole and really start to hone your workflow as an engineer, then I have just the thing for you. It is my 7-step mixing checklist. It's a simple PDF that will guide you through the entire mixing process, step by step, to help you get professional and radio-ready mixes without any more hassle and without any more guesswork along the way. It's a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and make this acoustic guitar cut through the mix. Let's begin here by playing the mix as it stands, okay? We're going to be looking at this acoustic guitar part here. It's the lead guitar section of this song, and it's the lead acoustic guitar part. I want you to hear how it sits in the mix currently, and then we'll solo it up so you can hear what it sounds like by itself. And then we're going to work on it a little bit to get it to cut through the mix and be the focus point without having to push the volume up or do too much EQ work to try and get it to meld with the rest of the tracks. We're going to do something nice and simple to get it up front and to get it to cut through. So here's how it's sitting in the mix at the moment. So I've got it sitting where I want it tone-wise. It was recorded pretty well, so all I did was I put a high-pass filter on it so it doesn't have too much low-end mud to it. There's not too much low-end noise from the room or what have you on the guitar. I don't want to boost any top-end. I don't want it to be too pokey, and I don't want to compress it because I don't want it to be too sharp or transient. So what we're going to do to get it to cut through is we're going to pull in a distortion plugin. Some of these pieces here, they jump out, they're where I want them to be, but then there's like this phrase here, the rundown, which gets too quiet. There's some that are too loud, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to compress it because a fast attack compressor will make it pretty transient pretty quickly, and I don't want it to be edgy. So we're going to use a distortion plugin here to smooth out the volume range and the frequency range to get it to sit evenly and up front in this solo section. So let's start messing with our red light distortion here and see if we can get a good tone without making it sound too electric or sound too distorted. That's feeling pretty good to me there. I messed with a couple of the different modes. I tried it where it opened up at and just pushed the drive. It got too distorted for me pretty quickly. I tried the second phrase, which was even more distortion, so I pulled it back there. I tried the soft tube section, but the soft tube section, when I pushed it up enough to get some of the drive on the guitar, it felt like it was adding too much low mid energy, and I don't really want to mess with the filters here. I like the EQ, I like how it sounds. I just want to add a little bit of drive, a little bit of gain, a little bit of distortion on it, just to get it to cut through. A little bit of distortion can go unnoticed in the mix, because once we pack it in with the rest of the guitars, the keyboards, it will absorb that distortion and that drive, and you won't notice it. It will just help the guitar cut through and differentiate from the layers and layers of other acoustic guitars. So we have a pair of acoustic guitars, we have a mandolin, and then we have our lead guitar. So this needs something to differentiate it from the other acoustic elements, so that it can be our lead element. So here's just our acoustic parts. You'll notice that we get some low mid energy out of the distortion too. It helps beef up the guitar a little bit without, cranking up an EQ or having to push it into a compressor to get some low mid energy. Our red light distortion is kind of a 3-in-1 here, right? We're getting a little bit of distortion, a little bit of drive, which gives it some edge to differentiate it. We're also getting a little bit of compression. That's what a lot of distortion is, right? Too much compression, you'll get distortion. So we're getting a little bit of compression, which helps to even out our peaks and bring up our quieter sections, and then it gives us a little bit of EQ adjustment too. We get a little bit of low mid energy. It helps to make sure our louder lines or our peaks here aren't too harsh or too edgy. It evens things out frequency-wise, volume-wise, and gives us a little bit of uniqueness. So one more time here, we'll throw it back in the mix, and I'll do an A-B on our red light distortion. Pay attention to our volume change and our tone change, and how this distortion plugin helps our acoustic guitar, our lead line, cut through the mix and be upfront. That's it. That's all we need. A little bit of distortion, and it can differentiate our guitar from the rest of our elements going on and help it cut through the mix. I hope that was helpful for you. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to level up your mixes and dial in your workflow as an engineer, then I have just the tool for you, and it is completely free. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and you can download it below to start creating more professional mixes in less time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.